Often imitated, never duplicated, the greatest show on dirt, the World of Outlaws.
And good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Dre Broadcasting Network, as we are proud to bring you the Cyber Racing Association Drive for Autism Super Speedway Summer Series here at Daytona International Speedway. These drivers will be battling it out here in the Camping World Truck Series, as they are just now getting ready to finish up qualifying here, ladies and gentlemen. Taking a look at tonight's race here, we are on round 4. Taking a look at the weather, it is 65 degrees out, track temperature 65, no wind, clear conditions here at Daytona tonight. Going back to last week's results, we saw Rodney Wolford take the win with Travis Stewart in second, Raymond Rittenauer finishing third, Dana Osborne fourth, Sean Boundy rounding out your top 5. Taking a look at our season point standings, right now we do have Travis Stewart leading with 134 points, Paul Servant in second with 125, Raymond Rittenauer the second and third with 123 points, Sean Boundy fourth, 111, and Rodney Wolford and Mark Jorgensen Jr. tied for fifth with 109 points in the season. That's after 3 races tonight. Taking a look here, it looks like right now Chris Akers is on the pole, but we still have little over 2 minutes left in qualifying. Once again, this is Dre Broadcasting. My name is David Everly. Sean Zulu is off again tonight. He will be back next week here for round 5 here of the Drive for Autism Super Speedway Summer Series, brought to you by Cyber Racing Association. As these drivers are trying to take away that pole position from the 54 of Chris Akers. Right now we have Chris Akers on the pole, Robert Grubert second, Mark Jorgensen third, Rod Ronimus Sr. fourth, and Daniel Holloway rounding out your top 5 qualifying times right now. We should have another fun-filled night here tonight here at Daytona, as these trucks will be hitting speeds in excess of 190 mile an hour here around this track. This track isn't quite as wide as Talladega, but we may see some 3-wide racing here tonight. These trucks will be inches apart, 190 plus mile an hour. Usually here at the plate track, we will end up seeing the big one. So we are just, hopefully we don't see it. Hopefully we all go green flag racing, but anything's possible here at Daytona. As we are now just about 40 seconds left to qualifying here, getting ready to go green flag racing for the first time here tonight. Make sure guys you hit up that chat. We will be keeping an eye on it and hopefully be talking to you guys here, so make sure you get on that chat. Let's see who's all out there and who you're rooting for here tonight. As these guys are still here, just a few seconds away from starting, and looks like qualifying session is now over, as these drivers will be pulling it back down pit road, as they will be getting ready to climb in these Camping World trucks, the Toyota Tundra and the Chevy Silverado here tonight. Well, ladies and gentlemen, as we get ready for green flag racing, it looks like Chris Akers is going to take the pole with a 45.115 ran here tonight. Meanwhile, Robert Gruber not too far off, running a 45.121, starting on the outside. Starting third tonight will be the 88 of Mark Jorgensen Jr., Rod Ronimus Sr. starting fourth, Daniel Holloway starting fifth, Gary Champion 6th. Marty Ray will be starting in your 7th position. Paul Servant will be starting at 8th. Rodney Wolford starting 9th. William Flamholtz starting in 10th. The 11 of Jason Kinzer will be starting in 11th position. The 58 of James or Jim Peterson will be starting in 12th. Daniel Harrington 13th. Jason Eisenhower 14th. Thomas Laubar 15th. Justin Levine starting in your 16th position. The 97 of Jeremy Funk 17th. Dana Osborne 18th. The 62 of Zachary Hill starting 19th. And the 911 of John the Buff will be rounding out your top 20. Starting in 21st will be the 09 of Austin Moore. Eddie Hawk starting 22nd. Raymond Rittenauer starting 23rd. Dwayne Cooper 24th. Sawyer Ott starting 25th. Travis Stewart 26th. And Roger Stewart 27th. And that is going to be our starting field here at Daytona International here for the race. As these guys are now climbing in their trucks, making their way out to the starting grid here, lining up behind that iRacing.com Ford Mustang pace car there, as we are getting ready to go one lap around before we will be taking the green flag here tonight. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, this is the Cyber Racing Association Drive for Autism Super Speedway Summer Series here at Daytona International. As the pace car now starts moving here, we are getting ready to go green flag racing. They will take one lap around the track here, get lined up double file and ready to go green flag racing, as we are being led by last season's champion, the 54 of Chris Akers, sporting that CRA, the Cyber Racing Association Championship paint scheme, that was also on the diecast car that he won for the championship last year. On his outside is going to be the 12 of Robert Gruber, Jorgensen Jr. and Rod Ronimus Sr. in row 2. Row 3 will be Daniel Holloway and Gary Champion, as these guys are now making the backstretch. Once again, ladies and gentlemen out there in the chat, make sure you let us know who you're rooting for. If you got any questions, specific driver interviews, let us know and we will try to accommodate, as we are now coming here into turn number 3. Just one more turn to go before we get the green flag here tonight. I do see we have Carol Winikoff out there in the chat, rooting on her love of her life, the 58 of James Peterson, as he was sitting there hoping he does good, but he usually runs pretty good here, as we are now coming out of turn number 4. Pace car is off, and the green flag flies. Here comes the 54 of Akers. He has got Mark Jorgensen Jr. all over him as they get a good push coming through the start-finish line. They pull out to a commanding lead, while the 12 of Robert Gruber does have Ron Ronman Sr. there on the outside, as they are starting to hook up a little bit here. We have a couple trucks jockeying for position, as the 54 of Chris Akers. A little bit of a connection issue, blinking just a little. Doesn't affect the 88 of Mark Jorgensen Jr. as he is going to look to the outside of Chris Akers with the help. He has got help right behind him of the 26 machine of Daniel Holloway, as Mark Jorgensen Jr. is looking to take over the lead as he jumps down in front of the 54 of Chris Akers, leaving Holloway out on the outside. Ron Ramos Sr. thinking about 3 wide, jumps it back down in the line, and it looks like Mark Jorgensen Jr. is going to lead our first lap. Now, ladies and gentlemen, you got to remember, we do run stages here at the Drive for Autism Super Speedway Series. On lap 25 going to lap 26, whoever crosses that start-finish line, the top 5 will get bonus points. Same for lap 50. And, of course, the final stage, the lap that matters, lap 75, will give our race winner. As it looks like Mark Jorgensen Jr. is working well with the 54 of Chris Akers. There's the 3 of Rodney Wolford coming up, and it looks like he is going to take the outside with the 9 of Paul Servant, as they are going to drop up high and run 2 trucks and make a good push here. A little further back in the track, Marty Ray, the 65, running back in 8th. He's got Jason Kinzer right there as they are just running double file here. Taking a look, it looks like we have the start of another pack back here. We got the 09 of Austin Moore running back here. He is running just a little off pace here, but is running back. There are 6 trucks back here just kind of running. Looks like Raymond Rittenauer's back there. Both Roger and Travis Stewart back here as well. Jason Eisenhower, don't see him on the track at the moment. And Eddie Hawks, looks like he is just now coming off pit road as he is on the apron. As we see Sawyer Ott leading this 6 truck pack here as they are just running off pace. Meanwhile, Dwayne Cooper here running at the back of the lead pack with the 97 of Jeremy Funk just kind of riding here. Only lap 4:75, so we have a lot of racing left to go here as they are double file. As Dwayne Cooper is trying to get to the 4 of Justin Levine there. Meanwhile, going back up front, we are still being led by Mark Jorgensen Jr., but he has got a challenge. The 3 of Rodney Wolford on the outside with the 9 of Paul Servant. As we saw the 54 there of Chris Akers jump up into that outside as Rodney Wolford and Paul Servant jump down. Oh, we got a truck into the wall. That is going to be the 82 of Daniel Harrington up in the wall, but he's going to keep it there. Some trucks go down on the apron to avoid it. We are going to stay green flag racing here tonight. As we see the 18 there, Gary Champion, part of that. Kind of loose pace here, but going back up front is, looks like Chris Akers and Jason Kinzer are going to be the only trucks on the outside. But I tell you what, looks like here comes the 8 of Dana Osborne trying to make a run on that outside to get to their back bumper to give him a little help. But he just doesn't have the push to do it. As that inside line is about 7 trucks deep. But here he comes. He is going to get to the back bumper of Jason Kinzer and make a 3-truck push on the outside as we are being led by the 3 of Rodney Wolford. 11 of Jason Kinzer goes high, gets out from behind the 54 there of Akers. As these guys are getting ready to come up on a slower vehicle, that is going to be the 45 of Eddie Hawks. As they are still running single file. Dana Osborne now pushing on the back bumper of Chris Akers, who has dropped back into the 6th position. Looks like this field is starting to spread out a little bit. Second pack back here. Got the 97 of Jeremy Funk and the 18 of Gary Champion. Oh, as we got a big wreck behind, but we saw a lot of smoke there. As it looks like there is a car smoking here. We're going to take a look, see if we can see who that was. We're going to try to pull that back up on replay here. Looks like the 82 of Daniel Harrington again up into the wall. As we are going to pull this back up on our Dre Broadcasting replay here. 82 Harrington kind of running a little slow. Little contact down underneath. Harrington back up into that wall. Oh, the 26 gets turned up into the 09. The 82 of Daniel Harrington is going to take the majority of that as he is just heavily damaged from that incident. But the caution has been thrown. Looks like we are going to be led by the 88 of Mark Jorgensen Jr. here tonight on our first caution of the night here on lap 8 of 75. Looks like the 88 of Mark Jorgensen is going to have to slow down there, get caught back up. So we are going to have Mark Jorgensen Jr. first, 54. Chris Akers second. Ronnie Wolford third. Dana Osborne fourth. Paul Servant fifth. Robert Gruber as they are making their way down on the pit road as we speak. As we see, it looks like almost the whole entire field is going to come down on the pit road here to get some service for their first pit stop here of the night on lap 9 of 75. As we see Mark Jorgensen Jr. first off pit road. Looks like a 2-tire pit stop. Chris Akers still on pit road here. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we're probably going to have a good stint here, being led by the 88 of Mark Jorgensen Jr., Rodney Wolford second, Marty Ray third, Raymond Rettenauer fourth, Paul Servant fifth. Looks like the 8 of Dana Osborne, after starting 18th, is now running in your 6th position here. So he is one of our biggest movers of the night so far, as he has gained 14 positions in just 9 laps. Well, while we are still under caution, let's see if we can get a race interview with our current race leader, the 88 of Mark Jorgensen Jr. Mark Jorgensen Jr., it's David in the booth. You got a copy?
Yes, sir. Go ahead.
Well, we've seen you start really close up to the front there, starting third, currently running first. First, we do see you have some teammates out there. How's your race going so far?
So far, so good, David. Ended up starting third, like you said. I think going down the back stretch, ended up making a move out to the outside and easily got the lead. Other than that, man, having all the teammates up there, is making life pretty easy up here. So, hopefully we can get us all in the top 4, win these segments, and hopefully get one of us to the overall win tonight.
Yeah, most definitely. We have seen you run real strong week in, week out here. Who do you think out of the top 5 there is going to be your biggest competition here to win tonight's race here at Daytona?
Oh man, Rodney. He's an amazing teammate. He stays committed to all of his teammates. But man, he come them closing laps. If he's anywhere close to the front, he's probably going to be the biggest threat. The racing's going to get pretty wild if me and him are up there battling for the top spot. But him, Paul's good, Dana's good, basically everybody in the DHI stable. But we'll see what happens. Hopefully we don't get too greedy and just take us all out. Like I said, it'd be nice just to get us all top 4. Sweep the podium.
Well, looks like you are now back 1 to green, so we are going to let you get back down with your teammates, and hopefully we'll see you in Victory Lane here tonight.
All right, thanks, David. We're gonna do what we can. Hopefully, we can put this 88 Bass Pro Shop Chevy in Victory Lane, man. That'd be awesome.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, that was the 88 of Mark Jorgensen Jr. as we are getting ready to go back green flag racing here, coming out of turn number 2. being led by Jorgensen on the inside, Rodney Wolford on the outside, Marty Raid second row with Paul Servant, Robert Gruber, Dana Osborne in the third row, Justin Levine, Jason Kinzer in the fourth row, as we are getting ready to go back green flag racing once again here on lap 12 of 75. Pace car now bringing them out of turn number 4, getting ready to go green flag racing once again here as the pace car just pokes out of turn 4, getting ready to go green flag racing. We are going to get these powerful engines up to speed. Pace car dips down into pit road. Green flag flies. Here comes Mark Jorgensen Jr. The 3 of Rodney Wolford saw it coming with Paul Servant. Marty Ray's got a little bit of a gap between him and Jorgensen Jr. So Rodney Wolford is getting a heck of a push with Paul Servant and Robert Gruber there. Also looks like there's the 4 of Justin Levine also pushing as they are getting a good run here on the outside. Lap 12, 13 more laps to go to the end of segment number 1 here tonight as these guys are battling it out side by side. 5, 6, 7 trucks deep here in the front pack. Looks like they're all running in a pretty good pack here. Going a little further back here, James Peterson running just a little bit behind the pack, but he has got some help behind him. The 911 of John LaBeouf, the 09 of Austin Moore back there. Is they are making a push here, just trying to avoid anything. It looks like looks like the 911 is starting to catch up as they are trying to catch up to the Rod Ronimus Sr. in that 69 Wrangler machine. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to let you listen to the sounds of these engines for a couple laps as they hammer around here. So I am going to crank it up for you, let you listen to this horsepower. Never mind, caution is out. Oh, looks like it's going to be a big wreck up front here involving the 4 of Justin Levine. As we pull up our Dre Broadcasting instant replay here, we are going to go back and take a look at what happened. Oh, the Servant got a little loose there, got up, collected the 00 Dwayne Cooper, the 9 of Paul Servant, the 12 of Robert Gruber. That is a big wreck here as we are going to go back and take a look from our blimp view here. As we saw the 9 of Paul Servant get a little loose there in the turn, maybe a bump gone wrong, tried to save it, as he is going to collect that entire top line of the lead pack here is the 9 of Paul Servant. Let's take a look from his cock view here as he went on his side here. Here's the in-car from the 9 of Paul Servant as he gets a little loose, hits and just gets upset onto his roof and spun around. Well, that is going to be our second caution of the night here. That is going to shake up our lead pack as that took out a lot of our front runners here tonight. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to step away for a commercial break. We will be right back. Refill your drinks, refill your snacks, and we will be right back with more action.
Racing. You wanted the best, you got them four abreast. Often imitated, never duplicated. The greatest show on dirt, the World of Outlaws.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Dre Broadcasting Network. Once again, I am the man on the microphone, David Everly, calling the shots here for the Cyber Racing Association Drive for Autism Super Speedway Summer Series here tonight at Daytona International under the lights. We are currently being led by the 88 of Mark Jorgensen, who has led already 12 of 16 laps here tonight. We do also have the 3 of Rodney Woodford in second, leading 3 laps, as they are kind of toying a little bit with the pace car here, as we are getting ready to go back green flag racing. Hopefully next time around, we will be getting the 1 to go. I also want to take this time and thank all the fans out there joining us tonight to watch these guys race around in these Camping World Truck Series trucks, for tuning in here in the Dre Broadcasting. Once again, if you haven't, hit that thumbs up down there. Let us know how we're doing. Hit the subscribe button. You can also check us out at www.drebroadcasting.net. Also find us on Facebook and Twitter. Just search for Dre Broadcasting Network. Looks like we did get the 1 to green notification here, as these guys are getting lined up double file here. Getting ready to go green flag racing here again tonight. We still currently have a bunch of trucks here still down on pit road trying to get some service done after that last incident there. As we saw the 9 of Paul Servant going through, he is currently running back there in the 27th position. So we still have 27 trucks out here. Looks like they're all on the lead lap. Nope, Paul Servant 1 lap down here. So we have 26 trucks here left on the lead lap here on lap 17 of 75. We are just 8 laps from ending segment number 1 here tonight. So these guys will be battling it out. We did see our top 9 guys, or top 10 guys, not come down onto pit road. From 11th position back, they do have some fresher tires, so we'll see if this makes a difference, as they are playing the strategy game here, anxious to get some bonus points for the top 5 here at the end of segment 1. Well, we do have Bobby Tench out there in the chat. We hope you're enjoying the beach. We know you wish you were out here. We wish you too. As the pace car is now off. Rodney Wolford getting a good run on the outside, but so did Mark Jorgensen on the inside, as they are coming through the dogleg here into turn number 1. Rodney Wolford getting a push from the 8 of Dana Osborne here in the turn. Rod Rodimus Sr. also there. 911 of John LaBeouf, and also the 09 of Austin Moore, his teammate. He is going to drop down and leave him down there, but behind Austin Moore, they've got a pile of trucks there. The 5 machine of Thomas LaBar also there, as they're trying to make that move there on the outside. As we see Mark Jorgensen Jr. fighting back on the inside, getting a good run there, being pushed by the 65 of Marty Ray, who thinks about trying to go up to block the 3 of Rodney Wolford. Just can't get up there to get in front of him, as Rodney Wolford is going to get to his outside here, as they are now getting ready to come back into turn number 1. These trucks are up to speed here at 190 plus mile an hour here at Daytona, 2 wide, inches apart. A little bit side drafting going on by the 3 of Rodney Wolford, taking a little bit of air off that 11 machine of Jason Kinzer. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we were going to try this before, and we had the yellow come out. But we are going to crank these sounds up and let you guys hear these engines roar. Oh, we have a yellow here as we are going to try to pull it up and see exactly what happened. We are going to go back to our Dre broadcasting replay here as we are going to focus here in our blimp view to see if we can see exactly what happened as we are going to rewind it here. Looks like the 21 and the 58 of James Peterson, a little bit of neck code, gets into it, gets spun around here as these guys are going to see about 5 or 6 vehicles involved there. For our third caution of the night, that should take us here into our end of our segment number 1. It looks like segment 1 is going to end here under yellow flag. Well, ladies and gentlemen, so taking a look here, it looks like it is going to be Mark Jorgensen Jr. leading the end of segment number 1. Marty Ray second. Chris Akers is going to be in third. Jason Kinzer fourth. Rodney Wolford will be in the final bonus point here for segment number 1. As we are now here under yellow flag, caution number 3 here tonight. Here for the Drive for Autism Summer Super Speedway Series brought to you by Cyber Racing Association. I also want to take this time and thank the 00 Dwayne Cooper for allowing Dre Broadcasting to come on board and bring this live to all the viewers at home so we could showcase this wonderful league out here and show all the folks at home what kind of racing these guys really do. Also want to take time and also thank Eyeball for all the wonderful graphics out here tonight. Make sure you check them out. That's iRacing Broadcasting Overlays and Graphics. Check them out at ibog.co. Ladies and gentlemen, there is no M at the end of that. Once again, that's ibog.co. Well, ladies and gentlemen, it looks like we are joined by Matthew Walzenbeck out in the chat, missing tonight's race. We definitely missed seeing the 29, Mr. Super Speedway himself, who's not out here on the track tonight, but he is in the chat rooting on the 87 of Raymond Rittenauer, saying, "Go Rebel Racing, go." Because we are also missing, looks like the 35, or we are missing Sean Boundy as well, who's not out here with us tonight. Here's we are getting ready to come on to lap 24 under caution here. Next lap would have been the end of segment number 1, but looks like segment 1 is going to end under yellow flag tonight. Well, ladies and gentlemen, let's see if we can actually get a race interview in here. Let's see. Let's actually try to get an interview in here with the league owner and racer, the 00 of Dwayne Cooper. Well, actually won't be able to get a race interview in with the 00, so let's take a look here. Let's try to get an interview with our season points leader, the 77 of Travis Stewart. Travis Stewart, this is David Everly in the booth. You got a copy?
Yes, sir. How you doing?
Doing pretty good. See, he's running back there nice and clean, running back in 18th position. How's your race going so far tonight?
It's going good so far. If I can keep the front end of this car out of trouble, I think we'll be able to do all right for the night.
Well, we've actually been seeing you do real well this season, as you are our current season point standing here, just 9 points ahead of the 9 of Paul Servant. So what's your strategy for tonight, if you don't mind me asking?
Just going to try and get a clean race till about 2/3 of the race, and then try and make a charge up front and hopefully be there when it counts.
Well, most definitely, we definitely hope to see you up in pit road, as we are back 1 to green, so we are going to let you get back to your team, and hopefully we'll see you in Victor Lane here tonight.
All right, thanks, David.
Well, ladies, that was the 77 of Travis Stewart, our current season points leader here tonight. Currently running back in 19th position, as we are now back 1 to green, as they are on the backstretch here, getting ready to go back green flag racing. Once again, we are being led by the 88 of Mark Jorgensen Jr., the 65 of Marty Ray on the outside, the 11 of Jason Kinzer, third, Rodney Wolford on the outside, 911 of John LaBeouf, and the 87, Raymond Rittenauer on the outside of row number 3. Pace car coming out of turn number 4, getting ready to go back green flag racing. As we wait on the pace car dips off. Hot diggity dog, here we go back, boys and girls, back to racing as Rodney Wolford puts it down. Coming across the start-finish line there on lap 26, as these guys are battling it out up front, but they are running real good here side by side, as the 65 of Marty Ray is getting a good push from Rodney Wolford and Raymond Rittenauer, but Mark Jorgensen Jr. has got the 11 of Jason Kinzer all over that back bumper as they make a good push coming out of turn number 2. As we currently got 21 trucks left on the lead lap here tonight, is the 88 of Mark Jorgensen, Jason Kinzer making a good push. Looks like the 87 of Raymond Rittenauer dropping Rodney Wolford and Marty Ray, leaving them out there to themselves. But look, no further, there is the 4 of Justin Levine, as we saw him involved in an earlier incident, making his way back up into the top 10 here. Also the 35 of Sawyer Ott there making to the top 10. Is Sawyer Ott there, started back in 25th, now running in your 7th position. We also see the 54 there, Chris Akers, making some moves to the outside, giving some help to the 4 of Justin Levine as they are making a move here to get up and give a good push to the 65 of Marty Ray, as the 11 of Jason Kinzer thought about going high on Mark Jorgensen Jr., but elected to not and just stay in line, as Mark Jorgensen Jr. has got a teammate, the 3 of Rodney Wolford, right there behind him. Remember, ladies and gentlemen, lap 50 going to 51. We will end segment number 2. Is we are going to be awarding more bonus points for the top 5 there in that segment. Jason Kinzer moving up into the leader of the outside lane as he is getting a good push there from the 911 of John LaBeouf. 65 Marty Ray, Justin Levine, as we see the 54 of Chris Akers going for a ride. Is we are going to pull up our instant replay here, see if we can see exactly what happened. As we rewind it here, focusing on the 54, looks like he goes 3 wide with the 5 of Thomas Labar. Oh, he thought he would clear, come down, and that is going to send him into that inside wall. But we will stay green flag racing here, as we are still being led by the 88 of Mark Jorgensen Jr. The 11 of Jason Kinzer just not getting a good push on the outside, but here they come. Rodney Wolford all over the back bumper there of Mark Jorgensen Jr. Is he going to stay down and keep pushing, or is he going to move up? As Jason Kinzer is now door-to-door with the 87 machine. But here comes the outside lane as they are getting a good push here on the outside. We got Mark Jorgensen, Rodney Wolford, Jason Kinzer, Raymond Rittenauer. Rodney Wolford is going to jump up in front of the 11 machine of Jason Kinzer. Get a good push as he is going to propel past the 88 of Mark Jorgensen Jr. Take a look at our race report so far. We have had 2 lead changes here tonight, 3 cautions, and so far our fastest lap of the night is going to be by the 4 of Justin Levine with a 45.061. So, but our leader, that's the place that matters, is going to now be the 3 of Rodney Wolford. Taking a look there at the 87 machine of Raymond Rittenauer, showing some support for the Pittsburgh Penguins in the Stanley Cup Finals, leading the series 3-2 as they go into Game 6. So, Raymond Rittenauer, we see who he's rooting for in the Stanley Cup out there tonight. How you doing there, David Gwynn? Getting out there rooting on Jason Kinzer in the 11 and Justin Levine in the 4. But he's also rooting on the 62 of Zach Hale as well. It seems that outside lane is just not making any improvement here, as we are still being led by the 3 of Rodney Wolford. Looks like Jorgensen has led 26 laps tonight. Rodney Wolford led 5, the only 2 to lead some laps here at Daytona tonight. Looks like they go back down pretty much a single file throughout the field here, except back by Rod Ronimus Sr. He's got the 11 of Jason Kinzer on the outside. Well, ladies and gentlemen, you can't count him out. The 8 of Dana Osborne back here in the back of this lead pack. Also, Paul Servant there, we saw involved in another incident. He is hooked up with the 6 of Roger Stewart and the 77 of Travis Stewart, the 62 of Zachary Hale, and the 97 of Jeremy Funk. Dwayne Cooper way off pace. Looks like he is running by himself, along with the 18 of Gary Champion, Eddie Hawks as well. And Chris Akers now just coming off of pit road after getting some damage fixed from where he went down and hit that inside lap. Good to see the 58 of James Peterson back out on the track, but he is back headed down onto pit road as the leaders are coming up on him. Trying to get some more damage fixed there, as we are still being led by the 3 of Rodney Wolford. As it looks like his front pack is pretty much single file up. all except for one truck there being left on the outside all by himself. And that is going to be the 5 of Thomas LeBar being left out on that outside. Nope, he is going to get back down, and we are going to go single file. Never mind. The 8 of Dana Osborne had other thoughts there, as he is now making a push there on the outside with the help of LeBar, Justin Levine. Here comes the 82 of Daniel Harrington, also up to give him another truck here, as they are now a 4-truck push on the outside. The 9 of Paul Servant also moving up there to get a little draft off of him. As we are now here on lap 35 tonight, only 15 more laps remaining until the end of segment 2. And unlike in real NASCAR, we will not see a yellow to end for the segment. As it looks like the 58 of James Peterson is calling it a night there. Hey Jim, nothing to be ashamed of. You put on a good run. You put on a good run every week. So we will look forward to seeing you back here next week. Next Saturday night here for the Cyber Racing Association Drive for Autism Super Speedway Series, as we actually have a car breaking off the 65 of Marty Ray, taking off and going down onto pit road. He is going down under here on lap 36 as for a green flag pit stop, as it looks like he had 28 laps, so unfortunately he is going to be by himself. Well, we currently have 18 trucks on the lead lap out here. Last truck on the lead lap is going to be the 45 of Eddie Hawks. He is running by himself, and the lead pack is gaining on him in a hurry. Thank you for the kind words there, Mr. Gwynn. Definitely appreciate it. Normally, I have the pleasure of having Sean Zulu up here in the booth with me, but he is off tonight, so I am in the booth alone and solo out here putting on this race, but definitely appreciate the kind words. As we have a whole bunch of trucks now down on pit road. Ronnie Wolford, Mark Jorgensen, Dana Osborne, Raymond Rittenhouse, Sawyer Ott, Jason Kinzer, Paul Servant, Zachary Hill, and looks like Justin Levine as well, also all down on pit road. That is going to hand that race lead over to the 82, but he has just got passed by the 69 of Rod Ronimus Sr. Rod Ronimus Sr. is going to take over the race lead, as he has got the 97 of Jeremy Funk all over his back bumper. Well, we are starting to see some green flag pit stops. Gotta love those as they go around a slower traffic. The 65 of Marty Ray, he is going to jump down, try to get that draft. Right behind him, you can't count out Roger Stewart, Travis Stewart. Yes, I do believe they are father-son. They are out here racing together, running back in the 5th and 6th position. Taking a look here, these guys are only about 13 to 16 laps on their tires. We saw guys running 28, 29 laps. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we are actually joined here in the booth by the main man here at Cyber Racing Association. That is going to be the 00, Dwayne Cooper. How you doing, Dwayne? Dwayne Cooper, you got a copy?
Yep, sure do, Dave. I'm here. My truck wasn't running that good tonight, so I figured I'd pull off and come up here and help you out a little bit.
Oh, definitely appreciate it, as we are watching a great battle up here, starting to see some green flag pit stops here on lap 40. Just 10 laps remaining till the end of segment number 2.
Yeah, and them guys really want to play there and get the segment points. It's important for them for the chase. You know, we seen it in that first caution. Nobody wanted to pit. I was kind of hoping they would, so I could actually get a stage win out of the thing. But, you know, we got the Rod Remus up there, Thomas LeBar up there, Dan Harrington. All of them been a while since they pitted, so they'll be coming down pit road pretty soon. And then that'll rotate right back into Sawyer and Raymond Rittenauer and all them.
Yeah, most definitely. We also got to look. We got our season points leader, the 77 of Travis Stewart, running up here with these guys, running there in the 6th position. His father, the 6 of Roger Stewart, running in 5th. As you said, these guys will be pitting probably within the next 10 laps, but I think that will be enough to get them at least around to the end of segment number 2.
Yeah, and Travis Stewart in 77 has had a great year this year. Usually he hangs out in the back with his dad, Roger, in the 6 truck, and they come up toward the end. But Travis done picked up a win this year. He's ran 2nd, so he's leading the points up there, and he's actually up there racing. He's not sitting on it that he's locked into the chase. He's actually racing up there with them, and he'll be there at the end.
Oh, yeah, most definitely. I remember him last year, some of the cleanest drivers out there, the Stewarts. But as you said, he is holding, I do believe, a 9-point lead over the 9 of Paul Servant there in 2nd position. So he is looking to pick up those bonus points and maybe try to extend out on that lead there. As we did see earlier, the 9 of Paul Servant involved in a major wreck, but he is hooked up with Mark Jorgensen Jr. and Jason Kinzer, running back there in the 12th, 13th, and 14th position.
Yeah, and that's not a bad group to hook up with. Anytime you can get around that 88 truck, it's just like getting around the real 88 truck. At the super speedway, you're going to get some pushing, you're going to get some door slamming from him, and he really does it. Dan Harrington up front there, he's running, and he's pulling the 5 truck there of Thomas LeBar with him pretty good. They're pushing that front pretty hard, and they've been out there a while. I'm showing that 43 laps on their run here, so they're pushing. They should be coming down. I would say pretty soon they got to. They're going to be running out if they don't. But it looks like they're stacking up, so maybe next time by we'll see them pit.
Yeah, we did see some earlier pit stops. They go 28, 29, maybe 30 laps on a tank of fuel. Looking at my stats here, Daniel Harrington's been 20 laps since his last pit. Thomas LeBar now on 21. Roger Stewart, 19. So it looks like the Stewarts are in pretty good position that if Daniel Harrington and these leaders have to come down before the end of the stage, that they definitely can make it here to the end of the stage number 2 and pick up those valuable bonus points.
Yeah, that's probably what they're pushing. They're probably pushing. It wouldn't make a lot of sense right now to pit unless you're just running out of fuel. I mean, you're 6 laps away from being able to collect the extra bonus points to the top 5. So, they need that, especially if they make it into a chase like Stewart. He doesn't have a lot of bonus points this year for the chase, and even though he's a point leader, when he goes into the chase, he's going to lose them because the winner of each stage gets to carry over 5 points into the chase. So yeah, this is kind of let's stay out here and push it as far as we can, get the win in the stage 2, and then pit. So I look for them around probably lap 51 if they can make it that far to drop off and fill her up.
Well, Dwayne, since I got you up here in the booth, why don't you let all these fans at home know a little bit of the history here of the Cyber Racing Association. Tell them about your league, and definitely give them let them know how they can join if they're interested in joining you guys.
Well, the 97 just come over the radio, and the 69 just come over the radio, and 82 also. So that front pack's fixing to go down there. But yeah, Cyber Racing started last year, and we ran super speedways. We used to run Friday and Saturday. Now we run on Saturday nights, and we switch. Our trucks are always open, set up, open qualifying. And here they come down pit road. We'll call this out, Dave, and then we'll get back to it. Rod had an excellent on getting on pit road. He passed 2 trucks to get on pit road there. And let's see if he's going to take 2 and fill it up. I'm watching the 69 truck.
As he now makes it here into his pit stall, focusing on the 69 of Rod Ronimus Sr. is looks like he's going to take fuel only, no tires, and get back out on the track.
And and that's really shocking because iRacing said, hey, we made tire wear. I didn't see it tonight in the race, and evidently it's not in there because Rod didn't take any tires. So, that just goes to show you that their tire wear that they were talking about was going to be more isn't. out there yet. We got Thomas LeBaire coming down all by himself, which is not the way that you want to pit. The 5 truck is on pit lane all by his lonesome and will not have any help when he comes out. So that's probably going to end up hurting him by staying out that extra lap and not going with the rest of them when they win.
Well, here on lap 47, we actually have a battle for the lead here. As Thomas LeBaire's making his way down, but we have a battle here between the 35 of Sawyer Ott, the 3 of Rodney Wolford. We also got Raymond Rittenauer and Dana Osborne, a 4-truck pack here, battling for the win as we just crossed the start-finish line here to complete start lap 47. So just 3 more laps until the end of the segment.
Yeah, and that's a good thing to point out, Dave, is that 35 and the 87 are on the same team. The 3 and the 8 are on the same team. And this year in cyber racing, we have a team championship. 4 drivers picked up, got onto a team, decided they wanted to run together. If them 4 drivers win the team championship, there's $100 on the line. So that's $25 a driver going into their pocket at the end of the season. So yeah, they're racing here, and if you notice, the 35, 87 are on the low side and the 3 and the 8's on the high side. So it's teammate versus teammate side by side racing around each time, and we're just a couple of laps away from the segment ending.
Well, now that you mentioned the team championship, taking a look here at the standings there, Dwayne, Dark Horse Inc. is leading in the points championship with Rebel Racing in second, Checker One Motorsports in third, Radical Racing fourth, and Sim Nation Racing in fifth in the team championship.
Yeah, and if you look at the bonus points of Dark Horse, you'll see they're always up front, and they have a ton of stage bonus points, and they are just building a gap week after week. The 35 and 87 is Rebel Racing. The 3 and 8 is Dark Horse Inc. So yeah, they're running pretty good up here in the front, battling around. They're staying side by side. They're really not pushing the issue. It's kind of like they're settling in. But I'd be willing to bet that 8 truck is just waiting. And when Rodney gives him the go on TeamSpeak there, he is going to push him and get them up there to at least a stage win out of this.
Well, focusing back here on the lead pack, lap 49 coming to lap 50 here, as Rodney Wolford is edging out the 35 of Sawyer Ott. But here comes Sawyer Ott, Raymond Rittenauer, battling back here as they come through the turn. The question is who's going to pick up those valuable point standings or bonus points here for the segment win?
Yeah, just keep in mind, it's not this lap. It's the very next lap, because that's lap 50. So according to iRacing, it isn't until they take lap 51 that it counts the leader. So when we come around here, whoever is leading, taking lap 51 will be the one that wins the stage.
Yeah, taking a look here at our top 5, we have 3 Dark Horse, 2 Rebel Racing. So it looks like Dark Horse is definitely going to be able to pick up some additional bonus points here. Same with Rebel Racing, as they are now battling it out still, coming through turns 3 and 4, coming to the start-finish line for them bonus points. Sawyer Ott leading real good, but Dana Osborne is still all over that back bumper of Rodney Wolford there on the outside as they come through the dog leg. It is going to be a dogfight. Let's see who took it.
I got Rodney.
Rodney Wolford is going to get the 5 bonus points. Sawyer Ott will get 4. Raymond Rittenauer will get 3. Dana Osborne gets 2. And Mark Jorgensen Jr. will pick up the final spot bonus point there for being in the 5th position.
Yeah, it's a thing there. They were just asking if there's a caution, because one of the rules of the league, if there's no caution in a stage, then there's a mandatory competition caution. But there was a couple cautions during that stage, so there is going to be no yellow thrown for them for competition. Look like now Rodney says, hey, let's just line up and run 4 trucks straight. We already got the stage out of the way.
Yep, they picked up invaluable bonus points. Meanwhile, back here in the 5th position, we do have Rodney Wolford, Paul Servant, and Jason Kinzer running in a 3-truck pack. But they are about 5 seconds behind that lead pack with the first 4. And then going a little further back.
Dave, not to cut you off, but yeah, the drivers just made sure that I knew that there wasn't actually a caution during this. It was right before the end of stage 1 there was a caution. So there's a competition caution on the track.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, as you heard it from Dwayne, competition caution here, as these guys will get a chance to pit and battle it out for the last 23 laps here for our race here at Daytona International. Well, we are going to take this time to take our final commercial break of the night, hopefully, and we'll be right back.
iRacing, you wanted the best, you got them four abreast, often imitated, never duplicated, the greatest show on dirt, the world of outlaws.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Dre Broadcasting Network, as we are bringing you the Cyber Racing Association Drive for Autism Super Speedway Summer Series here for round 4 at Daytona International Speedway. Once again, I am David Everly, and I am being joined in the booth by league owner 00 Dwayne Cooper, as we are now on our competition yellow here for the end of segment number 2, as we are currently being led by the 3 of Rodney Woodford. Raymond Rittenauer the second in second position, Mark Jorgensen third, Dana Osborne fourth, and Paul Servant in your fifth position. That is going to give us 4 of the Dark Horse guys up front in the top 5. How is this going to play out as we are 21 laps to go here at Daytona for round number 4?
Well, you got Raymond Rittenauer up there also, and then you got Sawyer Alt, their teammates. Dan Harrington starting 7th in the 82 is a lone wolf, and him and Sawyer run pretty much a lot together, so they'll race together. Marty Ray, I'm sure he'll stay away from him. What it is Dark Horse looks like a plague out there when it comes toward the end. Nobody wants to get to him. Me, I'd rather have them push me and then dump them at the end, but watch how many guys try to dump them early.
Yeah, that's the thing, is you kind of want to try to get in between them and break them up a little bit here so that they can't hook up and just run away with it. But we're hopefully getting the 1 to green here the next time by, as we are going to get ready to go green flag racing here for round number 4. Taking a look at our season's points leader, he is currently running back in the 11th position, just outside the top 10, but you can't count him out because anything could happen these last 20 laps.
Oh yeah, anything can happen, definitely, for sure. Yeah, I mean, Dark Horse going to try to stay together. And not only that, there goes the 87 down. They must not be able to make it on fuel. That'd be the only reason they give up them spots. But watch, Dark Horse is now the top 4, and they'll have the outside and the inside, and they are the best at controlling the lines. This track doesn't give a lot of room to get around on the outside, and that's the only way these guys are going to let you go around them is to take that third line. So you're going to have to put your balls up on the shelf there around these guys on the high side if you plan on getting around them.
Well, Lorraine, that looks like it might be disastrous because that is going to put the 4 Dark Horse guys together with Rodney Wolford and Dana Osborne on the inside, Mark Jorgensen Jr., Paul Servant on the outside. That is going to move the 77 up. Travis Stewart up into the 7th position. He has got Marty Ray and Daniel Harrington right there as well. And also his father, the 6th of Roger Stewart, running in the 8th position.
Yeah, and it need to note there that the 6 was just a lap away from winning that race. And with his son pushing him when he made a mistake and went down a little too quick, low, and wrecked, and ended up giving Travis to win. So the 6 is no joke. Roger will run right up there with them, and they know how to work them trucks and get around them.
Yeah, most definitely. We have seen them. They are some of the cleanest drivers out there. As we are getting ready to come out of turn number 4 here, as we are focusing on the start-finish line, waiting for that pace car. Up there it is. It is coming around turn number 4 on the exit. Getting ready to go green flag racing with 19 laps remaining here at Daytona International. As the pace car gets ready to dip down into pit road. Hot diggity dog, we are going back green flag racing as the green flag flies. Rodney Wolford on the inside, Mark Jorgensen Jr. on the outside. Looks like Rodney Wolford is going to get the good jump there and lead that lap as we are green flag racing once again.
Yeah, and that 89 truck are 2 of the best pushers around. They will both push like crazy, and the 3 and the 88 are both very good at being able to hold that line. So they'll give them a good pushing. Dan Harrington in the 85 is sneaking up in there, or 82. He's sneaking up in there trying to get a couple of spots, and here comes Travis on the inside. Looks like Marty Ray is kind of falling back on the outside with no help. So we got a lot of people teaming up, trying to push up there, and I'm sure they all want to sit right there and then make their move toward the end and try to get around these Dark Horse guys, which are going to try to hold that front 4 spots down, which is going to be really, really tough. But we got about 12 trucks up in that top pack up there, side by side, running.
Yep, 12th position to 62. Zachary Hale has lost that draft. Raymond Rittenauer as well. But back here, we got Ron Ramos Sr., he is coming on the outside with the help of Justin Levine and Jason Kinzer there on the outside as they are making it like a 6-truck push there as they are making their way around the 87 of Raymond Rittenauer as they are trying to get back up into that lead pack here on lap 58.
I had to laugh. That looked like a little bit of communication problem between the 77 and the 6. 77 jumped to the outside behind Paul, and the 6 kind of stayed low, and then he kind of jumped up there. So I don't know if Travis didn't communicate, hey, Dad, let's go high or what, but he kind of was slow there. Jorgensen leads that lap, took it away from Rodney, but, leading a lap don't really matter unless it's the end of the stage or the end of the race because there's no bonus points for leading a lap.
Yeah, taking a look here, Mark Jorgensen leading 28 laps here tonight. Rodney Wolford led 6. Thomas Labar, or 14 laps, sorry. Thomas Labar has led 6 laps. Sawyer Ott 5. Daniel Harrington 3. Rod Ramos Sr. has led 2 laps. So we have seen some lead changes here, but they are battling it up front as the 77 of Travis Stewart gets to the back bumper of Paul Servant, trying to give that outside an edge here as he is trying to pick off these positions one by one as we are coming here to lap 60. Just 15 laps remaining here tonight.
Yeah, Dave, and I want to point out, this is restrictor plate, and normally you're bumper-to-bumper pushing and all that. But at Cyber Racing, we have a no bump in the corner rule, and that's why you're seeing such a gap between the trucks. It's not that they can't suck up, it's that they actually are playing with the throttle because they don't want to bump that guy in the corner. If they do, it's a black flag, and that can kind of really, this late in the race, mess them up. So they're kind of staying back and keeping a gap between each other, and they're doing a good job. That's not an easy thing to do. You're being sucked forward, so you got to play with that throttle and make sure you maintain a gap.
Yeah, most definitely, because I do know from experience running in a draft like this, you can run about 3/4 of your throttle or a little less than that and still be able to suck right up into the truck in front of you, just like you were running full throttle.
Yeah, if you watch Dana a little bit, he's sliding down some, he's sliding out. It's not that he can hold his line. He's trying to play that throttle, so every time he checks up, that truck wants to move a little bit on him. But he doesn't want to bump his teammate, even though it's his teammate, because Dana gets a black flag, that's it. He ain't got a chance to win, and Dana is not in the chase. Rodney's not in the chase. The 88's not in the chase. The only one in is the 9 out of that team, so they're trying to push, but, I mean, they're still going side by side up there. There goes Dana pushing down the straightaway into the corner, and he backs off and lets that gap go and rolls through the corner.
Well, as we see the 6 of Roger Stewart move down to that inside as he was dropping back there off the back bumper of the 77 of Travis Stewart. Looks like he is going to drop down in front of his dad and take control there on the inside lane. That is just going to leave Paul Servant and Mark Jorgensen Jr. But here comes the 35 of Sawyer Ott. He's going to jump up there and try to give them a boost.
Yeah, Sawyer is one of the best on the high side. He's kind of like Sean Bounty. He loves that high side. And when Sawyer gets up there, if he can suck up to that 9 and get somebody behind him to push, he can definitely make that outside line move. But the problem we got now is we only have 3 trucks on the outside and everybody else is on the bottom line. So if it's not Jorgensen and 9 of Paul side sucking and trying to pull that draft on the outside, they're not going to get around that bottom pack.
Well, I'll tell you what, they're doing pretty good as the 88 of Mark Jorgensen did lead that last lap. So even with the 3 trucks, he is able, I don't know if it's some communication in between teams, but that outside line, just 3 trucks is definitely holding their own here as the 77 of Travis Stewart is going to jump up to the outside lane there, try to suck up to the 35 of Sawyer Ott and make it a 4-truck each line push.
Yeah, what you got to watch is Jorgensen will go down and he'll side draft off of his teammate Rodney down on the inside there, and that pulls him forward a little bit, and Paul will do the same thing. If the 35 doesn't do it, then he just opens up a bigger gap between him, and then that's when he needs the 77 to push him back up to the front and get with it. They have to stay close. We see Marty getting a little bit of a gap down on the bottom in the 65, but it's basically come down to 8 trucks up front as we have let's see, who is that? Thomas LeVar falling off, and Roger Stewart is falling back. So this lead pack is starting to put a gap between them and the next group.
Yeah, going back to the next pack here, it's being led by the 4 of Justin Levine. He's got Rod Ronman Sr., Jeremy Funk, Zachary Hill on there. On the inside, on the outside is Jason Kinzer, Gary Champion, and Raymond Rittenauer as they are trying to catch that front pack, but they are running right about 7-8 seconds behind that lead pack.
Yeah, and if you notice the difference in that second pack and that front pack is almost door to door. They don't have a lot of gap between them. Look at the gap that the 11, which drops down into the front of the 4 now, and the 87 and 18 they have going in the corner between the trucks. They go swing wide, which actually slows that high line down and doesn't help them get around. They need to stay closer and kind of feed off of them going through the corner, especially if they're going to make up. I mean, they just lost a second a lap is what they're losing right now. So I think they need to work a little better together if they plan on catching back up.
Yeah, I think I agree with you. What that top line needs to do is intermingle with that bottom lane there, make it a single file. That would be 7 trucks. I think with 7 trucks, single file, they'd have a good shot at maybe cutting into that gap here and maybe catching that lead pack.
Yeah, as long as this leads pack side by side, then you need to do the opposite. You need to get single file and go. I mean, they're almost 9 seconds behind now, and when we started talking about that group, they were 7 seconds behind. So they're losing some time behind them, and they're running out of laps. I mean, we're on lap 66 going to 67, so we're about 8 laps away, and that's about a lap a second. So they need to figure out what they need to do to get up there.
Well, it looks like Matthew Walsall back up there in the chat, Dwayne, has corrected us And I just looked, and he is absolutely correct. Rodney Wolford did win the race last week, so he does have that race win, so he is in the chase.
I'll tell Matt to go back to racing boats or whatever, watching Star Wars or whatever he's doing out there. He should be in here racing with us tonight, man. What is this, Matt? Look at Travis try to go 3 wide by himself on the outside.
That's right. We are watching some 3 wide action up front here with the 77 of Travis Stewart. It looks like he is going to fall a little back off here as the 88 of Mark Jorgensen Jr. is falling back here, but they go back into double wide here. As it looks like that outside lane there is just getting a little out of shape here, but they get back in line and make a push here coming through the dogleg.
Well, I was seeing, Dave, that's what happens when that one truck decides they want to go out and they're by themselves. There's no win. There's no 4 trucks no more. It's just 2 of them.
Yeah, most definitely here coming on to lap number 60. We're on lap 68 here on the backstretch as these guys are putting down the speeds of 198 plus mile an hour here, inches apart. Here at Daytona International Speedway, round 4 of the Drive for Autism Summer Super Speedway Series, brought to you by Cyber Racing Association.
Yeah, I think the 9's running kind of hot because he keeps gapping out quite a bit to try to get some air in there. So I think he's kind of running hot, and that's going to hurt that outside line too as we're coming up on lap 70. So we're going to have 5 to go here pretty soon, and this is when it's going to get really racy. And the 82 of Dan Harrington, the 65 of Marty Ray, 35 of Sawyer Ott, which is actually Walzenbach's teammate, that he's not here to help. And Travis is kind of falling out of the draft. So, I mean, it's going to be up to one of them 3 trucks to figure out how to split these guys up in the front and get around them.
Well, it looks like Sean Boundy is out here watching us also here, Dwayne. As he goes, I don't know what Matt is doing. Boundy is the one racing the boats.
Yeah, Sean Bounty races boats, dude, and they're fast. If y'all are on Facebook, go find his Facebook page and look. They're pretty fast. He's got some boats that are pretty fast, but not as fast as these trucks. And Rodney is just controlling this whole race right now. He's got the bottom. He lets Jorgensen up front, and then he drops back. You know, he's kind of like he's teasing Jorgensen, but you know, if Rodney locked up the win last week, I'll be interested to see if he tries to do it 2 in a row or if he wants to lock one of his teammates into the chase.
Yeah, most definitely. Also, Walzenbach has responded to you asking where he was. He says he's out looking at wedding venues and that he would rather be racing, but, well, we know how that goes, Dwayne, never being married ourselves before.
Oh, so in other words, he's going to buy her a wedding dress, sell his racing gear, and we'll never see him again.
Yep, he's going to have to hang up that racing cockpit, and we're going to have to retire Mr. Super Speedway name. Either that or just have to give it to somebody else. But going back to the race, 5 laps to go. We are still double file 3 deep here as we still have Mark Jorgensen Jr. on the outside with Paul Servant and the 35 of Sawyer Ott. Rodney Wolford on the inside, Dana Osborne, Daniel Harrington, and Marty Ray. 4 trucks on the inside, 3 on the outside. Not sure what happened, but the 77 of Travis Stewart has fell way off pace here as he has dropped the draft, running back in the 8th position.
Yeah, that's what happens when you're at the back. You got to try to hang on to it because if you get one little slip up and you drop out of there, it's hard to get back up in there. And the one you got to worry about now is Sawyer Ott doing that same thing. If he don't stay tucked up in there, he's going to get sucked out and end up being out of this draft. And then we're only going to be left with 6 trucks up here racing for it. But Sawyer was trying. He was pushing the 9. He was trying to get the 9 to have to make a move and jump to the outside so he could go to the inside. But right now it's still the 3, the 8, the 88, and the 9, the class of the field running side by side and showing everybody, hey, this is how a team works together.
Yep, most definitely. We got 4 dark horse guys. They are running 1 through 4. Daniel Harrington there in 5th, Sawyer Ott 6th, Marty Ray 7th. As we have a second 7-truck separation here for the race lead with 3 laps to go.
Yep, 3 laps to go, and that's pretty much who's going to do it. If we get a caution now, this will end the race, and everybody else is 10 seconds behind. So these top 7 right here are going to decide who wins this race.
Yeah, most definitely here we are seeing a battle. Rodney Wolford on the inside. Doesn't look like he's really going to he's going to make Mark Jorgensen, even though they're teammates, he is going to make it earn it, trying to take his win. He is wanting to win 2 in a row, but Jorgensen is going to lead that last lap as we are now 2 to go. Mark Jorgensen has led the most laps with 35. Rodney Wolford led 22 here tonight. Is there still 3 trucks on the outside, 4 on the inside? I think it's about go time if we're going to see any moves here to try to get around these dark horse guys. Right about now is the time to do it.
Yeah, this is when he needs Paul to get in there. And, I mean, what do you do when you're in a team channel with 2 other guys that you're fighting? How do you tell the 9, hey, push me, get me past him? Because that's what he needs right now is the 9 to get up on him to push and Dana Osborne to back off.
Well, they are coming to the white flag here tonight. White flag in the air. Final lap is, it looks like Rodney Wolford is going to lead that lap, but the most important lap is the lap to come as they are coming to the checkered flag. We are going to keep our the 65 of Marty Ray is off pace, so it is a 6-truck pack here in the front as he has lost the draft, and Sawyer Ott is in jeopardy of losing the draft here as we are battling it out here coming into turn number 3.
Yeah, and I think Sawyer's out of it. I think it's going to come down to what we're looking at is the top 5 because I don't think Sawyer can make a run and get around that 82 for a 5th place. And Rodney's coming to the line. He's got Jorgensen going to try to pinch him on the outside, and Rodney takes it. 2 in a row for Rodney.
Rodney is going to take the checkered flag. Mark Jorgensen 2nd, Dana Osborne 3rd, Paul Servant 4th, and Daniel Harrington is going to round out your top 5 here at Daytona International for the Drive for Autism Super Speedway Summer Series.
Yep, we got them coming around there, and expect Dark Horse to burn them down here as we're going to have to talk to 3 of them.
Yeah, most definitely a good showing there. Good teamwork by the Dark Horse Inc. guys as they are going to take the top 4 spots here tonight with Rodney Wolford taking 2 in a row, Mark Jorgensen finishing 2nd. Dana Osborne will get the top 3rd spot, Paul Servant 4th, Daniel Harrington rounding out your top 5. Sawyer Ott, Marty Ray finishing 6th, 7th, and Jason Kinzer rounding out your top 8.
Yep, and we see Dark Horse coming around and about to burn them tires up and blow up the motors so that they don't get tech inspected.
Well, as you said, we are going to get some race interviews, but we are going to watch them burn it down here as we are going to get these guys up here for an after-race interview. Well, we are going to pull them up in here and get ready for our race interviews.
Yeah, appreciate it, man.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, we do have our race winner in here with us tonight, the 3 of Rodney Wolford. Tell us, Rodney, how's it feel to win 2 in a row?
It feels awesome, man. Feels great, especially being my new Gentleman Jack here at Camping World Truck. It's awesome, man. It's great.
Well, we see you burning it down, so tell us, going through that last lap, what was going through your mind, even though you were battling a teammate there. Tell us what was going through your mind there to the last couple of laps.
What was going through my mind was don't get junked. Keep it clean and finish the race. That's all I was worried about, and doing a good job on our segments and points and bringing this thing across the checkered P1 and 2nd, 3rd, and 4th position throughout the team points and everything.
Well, we did see before the start of the race you were in the 5th in points. I definitely think this is going to bump you up there for sure as you got some bonus segment points here tonight. So what can we look forward to seeing next week is we are going to come to round number 5.
Well, I think you know what to look forward to. Good, hard, clean racing and doing our best to get top positions, get a win, do it all. Proves tonight, good, solid teamwork can yield great results. That's what we did, and we ended up doing very well. Obviously, 1, 2, 3, 4, and that's what we're going to do next week for sure.
Well, Ronnie, before we let you go, is there anybody you would like to thank? Any final word?
Oh yeah, I got to give everybody here a big thanks. Got to give you guys up in the booth, Dwayne Cooper for the league, everybody here on the team, Mark Jorgensen Jr. here, Dane Osborne, and Paul Servant. And I got to give a huge shout out to the gentleman Jack for jumping on board in the truck series, and to the painter of Chris Piscini on that one. Thank you, bud. Appreciate it a lot. Everybody watching, thank you guys, man. Tune in next week for a nice race.
Well, once again, there, Rodney, congratulations on another win, 2 in a row. Hopefully we'll see you the 3 in a row here next week.
Oh, yeah, thank you. We'll try to go for that back-to-back again.
Well,
next here in the booth.
Sorry, Dave, didn't mean to walk on you.
It's all right, Dwayne. Next in the booth here, we got our second place finisher, the 88 of Mark Jorgensen Jr. You got a copy there, bud?
Yes, sir. Go ahead, David.
Well, we seen you battling out the last 10-15 laps there with your teammate, the 3 of Rodney Wolford. You were close to coming away with the win there. Just couldn't get it done. But congratulations there on the second place finish.
Man, that's pretty dang cool, man, to finish second. Obviously the win would have been nice, but man, I am more thrilled that we finished 1, 2, 3, and 4. Man, them last 5 laps, we was all talking in team speak. I was more looking at the team championship that we got going on for this season. I think we come in with like a 39-point lead, so obviously this right here is going to put us way out there in front of everybody, as far as the team championship goes. But yeah, the race was good, man. Like I said, got the stage 1 win, was able to do a little talking to you under, for getting that little win right there, and thought we was way off sync as far as our pitch strategy, but with these stages, it plays a huge factor. I wanted those stage bonus points for that first stage, and luckily Rodney was able to get stage 2 for the team and to come on top with the overall win. So I mean, basically tonight was just a huge DHI. I mean, we put a stranglehold on the competition tonight, man. This is great.
Yeah, most definitely. It was fun watching you. We see you up front week in, week out. Definitely a contender here in the season championship. But as you said, Dark Horse is starting to run away with the team championship. Now, before we let you go, there, Mark, is there any final words, final shout-outs you'd like to give?
Yeah, just congrats to everybody in the DHI team. Rodney Wofford for the win, Dana for getting 3rd, and Paul, another top 5. Paul, this is his first season with us, and I think every race that he's been a part of, he's finished top 5. I mean, that guy is on a heck of a roll. So, congrats to everybody in the DHI team. Huge shout out for Dwayne, as always, for putting this league on, for us to get together on a Saturday night, have some fun. Dave, you guys for the broadcast, kind of stinks that Sean wasn't here. It'd have been cool to hear some of that, copy that, and all that kind of good stuff. But I'm sure he'll be back next week, and that'll be a good time. I want to give another shout out for the sponsors that come on board to help Dwayne out this season. We got the Drive for Autism Super Speedway Series. They're sponsoring our series this season. Got Radical Racing. They got the Hard Charger Award and the Driver of the Night Award. And then, like I said last season, man, Z's Custom Diecast, for the championship, for whoever wins gets a diecast, man. And I was licking my chops last season. I really wanted one. So 2 great guys got one, Justin Levine and Chris Akers, well-deserving champions for last season. But, man, I would love to put my name on that championship book. So, we're going to do what we can to hopefully get the 88, the driver's championship at the end of the season. But other than that, man, just, congrats to everybody. tonight that come in here, you know, I know the racing at the early going was kind of terrible, you know, caution, but man, you know, that last run was pretty long. The only caution we had was whenever we threw the segment 2 caution. But pretty neat, man. Looking forward to it, man. Can't wait.
Yep, most definitely can't wait till the chase started. I know we'll end up seeing in there as you'll be contending for that championship once again. Maybe you can have better luck this year, but once again, congratulations on tonight's second place finish.
All right, thanks, David. Take care.
Take care.
Well, I'm down here with Dana, and Dana, you pulled third. You started out the season not too well. You wrecked, a bunch of trucks for Dark Horse and had to park them, but the last 2 weeks you finished fourth last week and third this week, so you're kind of moving up there. How hard is it, Dana, to actually be behind somebody and not push them in the corner?
It's not too bad as long as you ain't got somebody behind you pushing you into them,
Yeah, we was talking about that on the broadcast, how there's no pushing in the corner, no bumping in the corner, and how you was having to watch it. But, I mean, when you get there and you're at the end and you got your teammates around you, I know everybody wants to win. Nobody wants to let Rodney just run off with it, and how do you keep from dumping him? I would have dumped him and went to the outside or something.
Well, I was thinking about dumping him, but, man, he's my teammate. Third's a good finish. And 1, 2, 3, 4 for the team. I mean, heck, who wouldn't take that,
Yeah, and the good news is that, we got 2 drop weeks, so your first 2 weeks of the season that wasn't too well is going to end up dropping out of there. So as long as you keep running like you're running, you're going to pick up a lot of points on these guys.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I appreciate it, man. Quit reminding me of them 2 weeks.
I'm hoping it happens next week when we go to Talladega. That's about the only way to break you guys up is to split y'all up in the field. Dave and I talked about it when y'all was starting, how hard it was going to be and how that track doesn't really have a third line, and if you don't have help, you can't get up there. I mean, y'all running the inside and the outside like that, it's hard to get around you guys.
Yes, sir, and it's hard to keep your truck cool, too. I was blinking the whole time for 3 or 4 laps, I'd stick my nose out, cool it for a second, and jump right back on him, and it was tough,
Well, how much change do you have going from this week where you have an open setup where you can fix it to your liking and all that to next week when we're in the K&N cars at Talladega, a big, huge track, a lot of room around it, but everybody's going to be running the same set?
That's fine with me. Yeah, I got to get. See, I ain't never run that K&N on Super Speedway, so this is pretty much my first season with you guys running this K&N car. So, I mean, I've run it in official races, but, got wrecked out, unfortunately.
Well, Dana, before we let you go here, is there anybody you want to give a shout out to and thanks to, and you know what today is for me, 1 year, so, and you're not that far behind me, so God bless you.
Yes, sir, man. I feel for you, and I feel where you at, man, and it'll get better in time. You're always going to miss her, man, and I miss mine too, but I'm going to give a shout out to you guys up there in the booth, you, Dwayne, for what you do. Thanks for letting me run in this league. I want to thank Mark, Rodney, and Paul, for the team, and I want to congratulate Rodney for the win, and just everybody,
Well, Dana, good luck next week as long as you finish behind me.
Yeah, I ain't going to finish behind you. You're going to finish behind me, man.
All right, well, we'll move you back down there because I'm sure Paul got awful lonely when all of y'all left out of the team speak and he was left down there by himself. So you have a good evening, bud.
You too, man. Take care.
Well, Dave, it started out as a, I don't know if guys were getting comfortable with their set because iRacing did an update this week or what. I know my set wasn't as good as it was last time we ran. We had one truck that left because he couldn't keep his truck from scraping the bottom all the way around. So, maybe that was a cause of the yellows at the beginning. But, man, after we started in from stage 1 into stage 2, there was no caution except for the mandatory caution. And, these guys went to the end, green flag pit stops, and we've seen Dork Horse once again show how a team works together, can stay up front and end up going off with the top 4 spots.
Yeah, most definitely. As we saw last year, even Dark Horse ran real great last year as a team, and they have just kept that momentum up. The question is there any other team out there that can step up and give them a run for their money? But as you said, we did see some great green flag racing here tonight. Green flag pit stops. We about saw it all. We saw some wrecks. But I think we did get out of here tonight without seeing the big one there, Dwayne.
Yeah, the big one wasn't there, and as far as teams, there is teams. You know, you got Rebel Racing, Sawyer Odd, Sean Bounty, Ray Rittenhauer, Matt Walzenbach. If they can get their teammates in there with them, you know, they can compete up there. And then, you know, Radical Racing's me and Jim and last season's champion and Bobby Tinch, you know, we're way at the back. My luck this year has just been down, so we're out of it. But there's some teams down there that can do it. You know, Roger Stewart and them, they don't have but 2 drivers, but they're constantly up front. You know, these other guys are getting used to each other, and as like we seen last year and the season before that, once these guys drive closer together and get more used to each other, you're going to see more guys go up there and break. I think Dark Horse did the same thing last year. They dominated at the beginning of the season, but at the end of the season, you had Travis Stewart and Justin Levine and guys like that sneak out wins because they got used to running with them and knew how to race them.
Well, the season's still young there too, Dwayne. As you said, you know, we have a lot of great drivers, great teams that can compete. This was only round number 4. We still have a lot of racing left for the season, so as you said, we are going to see a bunch of people up. Well, I am going to go over the final results here tonight. Once again, we have the 3 of Rodney Wolford taking the win. Mark Jorgensen Jr. second, Dana Osborne coming out in third, Paul Servant fourth, Daniel Harrington fifth, Sawyer Ott will finish in your sixth, Marty Ray seventh, Jason Kinzer eighth, Justin Levine will finish ninth, Zachary Hale will round out your top 10. Finishing 11th will be Rod Ronimus Sr., Raymond Rittenauer finishing 12th, Roger Stewart 13th, Gary Champion 14th, Thomas LeBar 15th. Its 16th position, we will have Travis Stewart, John LaBeouf 17th, Jeremy Funk will finish in 18th, Eddie Hawks 19th, Dwayne Cooper finishing rounding out your top 20. 21st will be Chris Akers, Jason Eisenhower 22nd, Robert Gruber 23rd, James Peterson 24th, Austin Moore finishing 25th, William Flamholtz 26th, and Daniel Holloway will round out the field in 27th position. Well, once again, ladies and gentlemen, this was Dre Broadcasting Network bringing you live the Cyber Racing Association Drive for Autism Summer Super Speedway Series here at Daytona. Make sure to hit that subscribe button as we go live almost every night of the week, bringing you multiple leagues. Tomorrow night, we will have Precision Racing League live on the iRacing portal. Then, of course, Monday night, Extreme Motorsports 99.com K&N Series. Tuesday night, Extreme Motorsports 99.com Truck Series. Then on Wednesday night, the Cyber Dirt Racing, Gannon Roof and Supply, Summer Sprints with the sprint cars. So definitely hit that subscribe so you can get notified every time we go live. Once again, I want to thank everybody for tuning in out there tonight, keeping that chat busy, and we'll see you next race. Everybody have a good night.